Alrighty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What it do? I'm gonna go ahead and post in the other live. All right, guys. Today's drinking game is drink every time somebody says that I look tired. All right. Perfect. He said, "Interesting. How's the neighborhood?" Yesterday, I had a dude named Shinobi. I was a part of calling out the Atlas boys during that whole thing, and he was like a part of it. He hopped in my live. I haven't seen him in years. Oh, wow. What's up, Potter? It's like, yeah, what the what? I got a message from an account. Yeah, this hat is fire. I actually do sell these hats on my website. Please don't buy them because then I have to go pack the orders. Thank you. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Um, he's not a good businessman.
Should make that AO's job after school.
Yeah, dead ass.
Go pack them packages, boy.
There you go. That's big brain right there. That's what drove the whole industrial age, dude.
That's that Asian mentality. Make your kids work for free.
Or the American Industrial Revolution mentality, which, we can get back to. At least for hats. All right.
They were probably made in Asia for 50 cents a piece.
Yeah, you're not far off from that one. All right. Go ahead. What's up, man?
Not to start throwing tickers at you, but I was wondering, have you looked at Robinhood for earnings at all?
I believe I did, and I think I said it dumped too much. I can't do it. It's already at my
Yeah,
target.
right.
Yeah, dude. Like
This
that isn't
65
earnings.
area too. I feel like it could dump too.
Yeah,
I was
you know what I
wondering about
am?
maybe a pre-earnings dump to 65 and then a response. Oh, you're playing SoFi.
No. Wait. No, I already did. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, I already I did. What am I talking about? Yeah, this one already had
Yeah.
earnings. It just reminds me of Hood. It looks like Hood if you look at them, but this one's just a little bit more. It's further in the advanced stages of decline. So, yeah. What's your? Are you just contemplating on like playing it or something?
I'm just been a lot of charting practice, so I've been charting random shit, and I was
Okay.
charting that on like the 4 hour, and it's just so many pockets of empty space. And I
Yeah,
was looking at Reddit as well. Reddit kind of has the same little boxes stacked on top of each other, like $8 apart, where you could play like two boxes out, play the floor.
yeah. I think
But
and the Reddit could be good. I think it's just it goes back to the is it already expanded? I'm gonna leave it alone. Type
yeah,
shit. Think we still go down today? Actually, there is a possibility for some. Like I said yesterday, there's some possibilities for some retest. I am glad that we're. Well, let me actually slow down there. So the reality is, this level across the board, right, has been very strong, pretty strong. Muy. I forgot the name. How do you say strong in Spanish? Fuck.
Fuerte.
Fuerte. Okay,
I'm out here, bro. Come on, man.
that's my boy right there. Mi amo Jorge.
Yo, no.
Just joking, brother. I love you so much, dude. It's so funny. Oh, it's my favorite thing in the world. Anyway, so obviously the response off of this floor has been phenomenal, right? Bam, we tried. Bam, we failed. So perhaps if we can just retest 605 today, which I do think might even start happening before the bell is open. But the reality is that is a little pocket of volume that's really probably going to decide how the rest of the day goes. Now, there is going to be a possible trade for. Excuse me, hold on. Gonna have to deal with this shit today, my bad. Mr. Bear himself. Yes. That is me. But with that empty space that you see right there, on the cues to the upside, it just looks like the perfect retest. And then obviously, upon that retest, I can decide or gauge how that is moving, how it got there, and whether or not we're going to be moving for a punchback. Also, again, lower time frame. Okay, so we're already fighting for that floor, it looks like, over to our left, and then I like to go and see what are we touching here. On top of that box. Nah, don't do that. Do this. Which, again, I'm not really fond of going straight to the 3-minute, but it is clear here, so we do what is necessary for clarity. There it is. So I would always, as we do usually, the first target to the upside will be 603.54. Potter, how'd you find that? It's really easy. 1, 2 candles, they stop for a reason. That's because there's buyers there. So that will be the first area that you tap, and that might be the first area that sellers try to reject you off of. But you're pretty far away from where that control is underneath you, so that drop would have to be pretty hard, right? So it probably makes sense for you to just keep going and expand that volume and perhaps see a rejection overhead. Now, we do and can recognize that there's little holes in this chart, but there's lots of volume overhead. So I'm really just looking at maybe taking advantage of the lower time frame while we pay attention to what we're bouncing off of, right? I mean, this is where we're at. The beneficial thing is that it is not getting the same response. Garrett was dying and talking about the Q short he had. I changed my... Oh, that's awesome. Also, did you guys find that clip, Alex or Ivy, from YouTube? Where I was
He
talking...
really was. His Instagram stories were scary.
Yeah. Things were getting dark, dude. Me and him were calling each other, doing bearish rituals, dude. Crazy. All right, Lulu, what do we have to lose/gain? I love that question, actually. That's a very good question. What do we have to lose? Our homeland, our freedom, and our cash. No, I mean, if you took a low risk, high reward position, and this thing can, as it does a lot, take off, and I would expect a market bounce, right? And we have a lot of stocks, right? Okay, well, I thought that was going to be still green. It's not. It didn't bounce. Okay, so now you're at a new low. Never mind. But there is a lot of stocks that have been finding their floors and getting a quick retest. So this might be a candidate to be what if the market does bounce Qs overall, then this empty space to me would be really, really easy to fill up. So, all right, A and F is it's A and F, excuse me. Okay, yeah, you're getting really close. Let's zoom in a little bit more. What's this doing here? Oh, that was an old channel. Okay, so the only high I see, right? When we look at what is above, this is a good exercise. What is above, what is below, right? We can already see that we responded to 103. So that's going to be what keeps us safe, right? Maybe down in 102.64, but the target overhead is going to be that 107.42 and 108.60. I'm not really paying attention to this wick as a take profit target, but as a potential resistance or a little bit of turbulence. But naturally, yes, I mean, this looks really good. It's not one of those setups that I would be scared or nervous. I would want to try to play this one, and I mean, shit, there's still an opportunity to technically get in it, which I might have to look at. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's look at the lower time frame here. Yeah, not bad. You got a beautiful box, man. Don't tell anybody I said that. But there you go. Yeah. So I don't think you really have too much overhead resistance. It does look like on the 30-minute that has been your your fight club. So if needed, you got to go get your boys and come back. Your box is majestic. Hey, yo.
Oh my.
Oh my. Thanks. Hey, you had a nice box.
I have to clutch your pearls.
Hey, not my pearls.
Oh my.
Whoa, I
Everybody
haven't
on one
seen you in forever. This is a new account? Yes. I'm a bad man and I keep getting banned.
bonded.
Bandit. All right. All right, so let's let's go ahead and just do the ETFs really quickly. If you guys are on the TikTok, if you guys don't mind setting your thumb on the screen and just letting it freak out for a little while, that'd be sick. Love that. AMSC. I don't know about that one. Yeah, good to see you too, Chase, man. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Actually, where's my handy dandy?
Did anybody hold AMSC?
Hold on one second. What the fuck is going on here? No, stop. Oh. Why is that all yucky?
I've never seen an estimated earnings per share was supposed to be 11 cents, and
Uh,
they came in at $2.78.
oh shit.
Somehow they're only up $5.
Listen, that's one of those potential blessings because now you have all that. That's the kind of like flashing sign that can bring in the volume you need to make that move. So I'll watch that one with you today. Spreads are cheeks, but maybe the cheeks get a little bit tighter, right? When more people are helping firm them up. I'm just being technical
Oh,
here,
no.
guys.
Analogy.
I'm just being
What?
technical, guys. I'm being just technical. Okay, you guys don't need to.
Shit.
All right.
These are all terms we find in the workshop.
Yeah, these are all section 668 of your PBS workshop, guys. Come on.
It's in the terminology.
You know what's mad funny? Somebody on TikTok said, hopefully somebody clipped that. You know what just happened? My TikTok automatically clipped that. I swear to God. I don't know if somebody just sent me a GIF at the same time, but it clipped it. So we're gonna just even TikTok's catching on. They're like, this is good content. All right. So let's go over the ETFs really quickly, get a rundown here. QQQ, obviously on the 24-hour. Yes, we're not getting the same sort of response. Yes, the plan is still intact. Yes, the money is possibly underneath that 698.60. We moved down to the 4-hour. We moved down to the 2-hour, right? And we can go across the board on that. Let me go back up to the 4-hour just so you can kind of see this if you're just tuning in here. Feel a little better. My lungs are a little cooked right now, but that's okay. Nothing John F. Kennedy can't help later on. But you do have 1, 2, right? Large pushes that come off of this floor. And now we're here. We got that bounce, kind of exercised that volume. So definitely still have that bearishness to us. Might need to work through $600, guys. That's a psychological number. So I didn't expect it, shouldn't expect it to move like butter. Now we moved down into the lower time frame. And we've got the little bit of empty space back up to that structure of 605.44. How do we get that done, or how does the Qs get that done? You can already see that fight right here. Oh my God, it's almost like the answers are always on the chart. So we need a 15-minute candle closed right outside of 602.05, but might not be able to wait for that. 5-minute, same thing, very clear. However, we could go back and see that second bounce. So it would be, as you know, we're going to obviously wait for to see where we're going to open here, but it is possible, and it just seems inevitable that we'll hit the first target for scalp. So this is actually, now that we're on this low time frame, if you are a scalper or, you know, one of those peeps. You could look, and you can translate this probably to the NQ, but outside of that control of 602, you would have a first overall target of 603.50. Depending on the trajectory and speed in which you head there, we have the rest of that empty space up into the 606, 605 area. And that would line us up for a perfect retest. How do we want it? Fast. When do we want it? Pretty quickly, right? Right after the bell rings. It would be kind of nice to make that quick move and set that in motion. So, all right. Ugh.
Oh, you
This
are
is
in a witty flow state. I love it. John
Yeah.
F. Kennedy.
Yeah. I'm not the original creator of that one though. I gotta admit. Now,
I
for the
know,
next
but it's
target.
so good.
Now, let me just zoom out really quickly. Yes, I'm still short. Money is there. If I have to use that lower time frame 605 and get out in profits, so be it. But the plan is still obviously next to see that 695. Now I'll bring you back to the cues. Why am I typing them back in? Over here, right? And as we move towards those important levels, remember this. When you get towards those important levels, this is just beautiful, guys. I love being able to teach you guys with real life examples, and then we're watching it play out again. Same level, same scenario. Big, powerful push, big push, big push, big push, big push. And you get there, and then you try, but you fail because you suck. And then the next day, tiddlywinks, and then we fall. So with the cues over here, could we expect the same thing off of that 4 hour? I think that's what we're seeing right now. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at SPY. 24-hour time frame. Now this one, what is this, folks? You opened under your floor, which is absolutely beneficial. The next target, I suspect, we'll probably see at least intraday is going to be that 580, or we know how to read, guys. We know how to read. 680.75. That translates pretty well down yonder. Oh my God, it lines up. Look at that. So 680.65. We're struggling here. Is going to be the next area to potentially touch down. And again, this has been an area where price has expanded pretty quickly off of that mark or past that mark, one of the two. So we should expect, right, a response. It's typical. And this is where you're going to do the same thing, right? Oh, beautiful. So you can actually look at that little box right there. Or if you just want to focus on the box up above you, you can do that because they're one and the same. But essentially outside of that 683.25, oh fuck. And this has the perfect kind of scenario to pop down. And then if we are going to see retest today, it would be punching back through 682.40 and outside specifically of that 683. And like I said, there is an empty space pocket up here for a 685 retest and maybe up into the 685 and 687. So market looks red. It is very red, yes. I mean, I'm Morty in shorts. I'm just right now what I'm doing is narrating potential retests because when you fall fast and you hit major levels, typically we bounce, and so we can set up lower time frame boxes or just trading setups. And we can say, well, if this triggers, then we will go and retest that area, and then we can make executive business decisions on what we would like to do with our positions. So as long as the lower time frame, higher time frame correlate, which they do, then we're good. All right. Yeah, I see this. All right. So IWM, and this has actually been one that, yeah, okay, cool. So that did flip over. So we talked yesterday kind of about it's still in range. That's still true. Now getting definitely closer to maybe being able to call it further down with all of this overhead pressure. But the reality is, and it's kind of interesting because when you really start to kind of pay attention to details, you'll see little things like this, right? And then you leave them there so that when you move down, you can kind of translate what that is. That was a floor. That was something you had to reclaim. That's something you bounced off of. And as of right now, it's something that you're retesting. It is in range, which means it is going to be more difficult to trade if it stays or perseveres within this range. How would it do that? Well, it's already trying to do that at the moment, but you have a setup, Potter box, right? Perfectly in alignment with the higher time frame 50% mark of the entire range that you're establishing now. You've got a pocket of, we'll call it empty space, but when you start moving into the lower time frame, that doesn't really hold up as well. So what I'd really put down, especially because we're in range, is just marks within that range, like this 585 area, which is a 15-minute box underneath you, and what you're retesting as we speak. So punch up, and that's where we could go and reach up into that higher time frame empty space. Or if we pop up, retest, and fail, it would be at that 258 mark that we would be looking for a potential break of that floor. Remember, the biggest moves, the reason that I don't trade in range is because I don't want bullshit moves. I'm not here for baby cash. I'm here for the bigger move because I know that pays the best. And it's okay to do that. It's not greed. That's being fucking technical, man. And if you know how to spot them, why would you choose to do anything else? So outside of this range, there's obviously quite a bit of opportunity on the higher time frames and lower, and pockets of empty space that are underneath you. I suspect that if we are able to lose that 257.19, that we would be looking to 255.50 first. All right. But again, keep your wits about you. It's in a box, and it does have the same opportunity to the upside as I'm narrating to the downside. And the beautiful thing about it is you don't have to pick a bias until one of those sides of that box triggers. It's that simple. I'm paying $5,000 to the first 5 people who message me. Amen. Wesley Jordan, how's it feel to be a piece of shit? Yeah, that's an awful thing to be, dude. That's an awful thing to be this morning. Here, let's take advantage of people's need and want to try to better their lives. That sounds great. Jesus Christ, dude. Anyway, all right, so IWMQQQ. We got some sauce this morning. We're going to be watching very closely. Now, not as beautiful as I thought I was going to wake up this morning, but we're still in the game. Now, the reality is that we went up, tested levels, and then we got pulled back down. So I am prepared, right, that if we start losing levels, especially the 82.35, we got to start looking at this one moving back down. However, it held. It didn't lose anything. So as far as I'm concerned right now, ELF on the lower time frame, get rid of it all. Box protective services number 1 and number 2. These 2 areas are volume rich. Sounds like a National Geographic term. Nitrate rich, but no, they are perfectly set up for us to bounce off of. So those will be the 2. And again, this is an equity play. I know some of you guys played options. Yes, sometimes that can't work out. I just don't do it unless I'm obviously hedging. So, oh, man, wait, hold on, TikTok. Hold on. Look at this, TikTok. Look at this. Look at this. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendation for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the 4U eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Reason, harassment and bullying. I'm really sorry I said that to the scammer, man. That's awful. How about this? We're going to restart the stream and bypass that. So if you're on TikTok right now, give me 30 seconds. We'll be right back. All right.
I don't think it was because of that. I think it was because of the other comments you made earlier.
Which ones? I forgot. I've already passed them.
The ones that we clipped.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I did call that guy a piece of shit. So like I felt like that one was more direct, and then the ban came within like 2 minutes of that. So yeah, he probably did report me, but it's all good. Good. Yeah.
Like, after you say such stuff, do you not like ban them like instantly, or like do you let them stay in your life for them
I
to
banned
report
him.
you?
I banned him immediately. But I mean, if
Okay.
those type of people, yes, some people who are like, just trying to piss me off, nah, they foster engagement. Also, I like it just a little bit. All right. All right. Next thing. So let's take a look at Netflix building. It does look like, especially after having retested this morning. Look, it came back to load off of 8050. So I really, it's not super interesting setup, but yes, there is an 8255 retest that I'm looking forward to see whether or not we're going to end up rejecting that said retest, or if obviously we don't have a ton of empty space up above us. But of course, Netflix does have a potential leg down to 7720 if this major floor is lost, and so staying below that 8238. Oh my god.
That shit's going to $40.
$6, he said, dude. I don't know, dude. Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters, man? Pretty good.
Well, there is a gap down there around $40, you know, all the way down there somewhere.
He said all the way down there somewhere. Somewhere.
I'd have to look it up again, but
Yeah, show me your gap when you can.
easy now. All right.
Bro,
No.
That's crazy.
All right. Calm down.
That is clip worthy.
It's the fact that he intentionally lowers his tone a little bit every time he says something sus.
Yeah,
And
we
he's
used to
like,
be the
"Whoa, whoa,
problem.
I didn't say that. Whoa, whoa."
You know what I did for you guys? I absorbed all that bad energy from you, and I stored it within myself, and now sometimes this is hard to keep inside. But I did that for you. I took the burden off of your shoulders, and I put it on
Are
my
you still
chest.
using it's the cough medicine?
You saying you're green miling us? Wouldn't you mind like
Damn, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Why has Netflix fallen so hard? It started with the WBD merger, and it's and then Trump is mad at Netflix. That was the first catalyst for this one. So you might. I have actually, Anthony. If you want to go to YouTube and check it out there, you can replay anything that I've just been talking about. Can you chart JDUN, please? DoD contracts incoming, they say. Yeah, let's see how that's how. Oh man, you know what? After looking at this one, it's going to be really hard to navigate around that cranium. So I would really focus on that one first. Wait for the break. All right.
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat. There you go. Oh, the gap.
I'll show you my gap.
All right, let's get this guy. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so SoFi really quickly, guys. It is sitting. I'm looking at 1986 today to possibly keep this leg going down. It does look like Hood to me, or reminds me a lot of Hood. So I'm going to keep rocking with that one. 268% on those runners. We do have Lulu calls. I bought a small low risk position. I'm obviously going to be watching that one too as we move into the bell. And then Tesla. All right. So far, so good. But Tesla right now, and again, we've been talking about this, and let's just get rid of it all, right? Sometimes it just helps to refresh. Candle closes. Where are they? Right here. Where are we? Right there. So could we maybe in a plane, in a train, maybe expect a bounce? Probably. That is what happens when we get there, clearly. So moving down, there's probably going to be a sign or a signal. Oh my God. There's a signal. You'll notice everything is always connected. The floor you need is the floor that you already fought for. You made yourself a little volume pack. A little loud pack up there at 398.89 and over 400. You got a You got a big spot of empty space. Now, if you're bearish, that's your protection program, not your fear, right? Now you know. Also, this is not a box. I'm sorry. This is a range. Does it have the definitive qualities of a Potter box? No. It has 1, 2, and a little C's, and then you don't. But it is a range. So the same price marks. The only difference is you could wick the top and die. I will take your guys' request in just a minute. Absolutely. If you guys are on TikTok, tap your screen. This is for free. All right. I'm actually mad. I not mad. I'm just like impressed. I did not expect for Kroger to rip that hard because I had some dead ones that aren't dead anymore. All right. Cool. If you have anything you would like for me to take a look at here this morning, good setup or something you're already in, describe to me what you're doing, where you're taking it. And obviously, if you're in the Discord, drop your chart. Okay, so you want to AMD down if it opens up underneath this floor. Move that down a little bit, right? That blue line. But yes, that would be, yeah, that would be the first, that would be the first thing I'd be looking for. And I think you're correct in marking that wick off. And then looking at the imbalance. Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't really see what you got going over here. And naturally, I always instinctively go for the red candle. So that's obviously a full possibility. I'm sure you're on the money. I can see the price points right here. But that weekly box would if that is a box, would be your first target at the downside. Now, obviously, right here, right in here, over that red candle, you have all of that empty. So retest can't happen. No disrespect to your wife, but I want to kiss you on the mouth. All right. Well, add that to the list of, or to the pile, actually.
Whoa.
No, listen. I can't, everybody has different ways of showing love, and I got to be more open about it. So it's, can't be so closed-minded. All right, AMD. So yeah, I mean, definitely some heavy presence here. You're not getting the same kind of response that you have before, so keep your eyes on that thing. I've had somebody tell me they were going to leave their wife for me. I think he's probably listening right now. All right. Tesla down. Well, yes. Do you want me to go over it again, Big Stepper or Steppa? I'm a Big Steppa. We got to be specific here.
No. Didn't you just do Tesla already?
Okay, then all right, good. Just making sure. All right, so AMAT here. Your chart looks good, though, Big Stepper. My God.
Thank you, Master.
All right. Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of people on TikTok. Let's not go with master. Just for my sake, your sake.
Leader.
There you go. We like leader around here. All right. AMAT, what are you looking to do to this? Down. Okay, so I see you're trying to kind of create that range there. Candle closes right here. Not really much that so you really think you're just kind of encapsulating that candle. So let's look at it together. And that was the hourly, correct? Yes, okay. I don't know why, but this just reminds me of a shirt. That background. Somebody out there is wearing a shirt that looks just like that. Also, those are the same colors as that dress that broke the internet. Remember, it was like blue and gold and they couldn't decide. All right, anyway, that is called ADHD right there. All right, 1 hour time frame. Now I see what you were doing. You were trying to encapsulate this. Okay, totally okay, right? Not a box, but totally acceptable as a potential setup. Now, it does look like you're making higher highs, right? And there is probably, with this wide fluctuation in price, potentially a lower time frame channel. So yeah, there is a decent little build. And now that we're on the 30-minute, you can also just see this, right? If there's candles sitting side by side, that's consolidation. That could stop you, or that's resistance. So we could just go ahead and say flat 307.50. No. Forgetting I'm listening to house music, but I think that's the point. You could go for a third and bounce back up, and I mean the empty space is up above you. It's not a bad little retest setup. That's what I really see is a retest setup. I don't see a higher time frame recovery yet, but that definitely looks like it could get retested. You know, maybe a little bit higher in there. As far as 319 is really as far as I would go. But if you look at the confluence between the two, the green candle, that would be your target right there, and that's a beautiful target. I mean that does look good. So if you're bearish, I would assume that this wall holds pretty adamantly, or like if even wicking 311 and getting pulled back in. But this is a great way to for a lower time frame trade for sure. Verizon 24-hour time frame. So really quickly, if you're new here, I have two weaknesses, which every trader, your strategy cannot encapsulate everything. Mine is all-time highs and all-time lows. Wait, all you guys see is, oh shit, my bad. There you go. So I personally, Santa Cruz fentanyl, that's hilarious. But that is at all-time highs. I have no structure. I have nothing to go off of, and that is what I make money off of, is my ability. You know, it's like put Spider-Man in the grasslands. He's not going anywhere. He's running. And that's basically me at all-time highs. I have nothing to swing off of. That was a pretty fucking good analogy. Clip that. Anyway, that was pretty good, dude. I take a moment
He
of
was
silence.
going to run there where he can't stick to nothing.
But that is exactly how I feel when I'm at all-time highs. I have nothing to swing off of. I have nothing to target. And so if you're asking me about anything that's at all-time highs or all-time lows, I have nothing, right? The only thing I can offer is what is underneath you, which could potentially offer you a little bit of support, right? Like that needs to hold. But other than that, man, I'm kind of useless, but I'm okay with that weak spot. And if I really wanted to, it's not like I don't have a really good friend who kind of swings into all-time highs all the fucking time. So if I really, really, you know, if I need him, he'd make fun of me a little bit, but he would help me. Nothing's for free. All right. All right, let's see here. What do we got next? We got net. Oh, we did that one. Also, Farm Boy, I see the big D on your chart. Right there. Just want to make sure that you have the 24-hour time frame.
Correct. I did it on the daily just to find it.
Got you.
So you're saying on the 24 it doesn't exist, maybe?
On what? Hold on. What doesn't exist? Like those boxes and stuff?
Yeah, the gaps down there. I'm showing you there around 50 and
Got you.
40
Oh, got you. So sure, yeah, absolutely. That could, and that would just be my empty space, right? So to $50, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, no correction, needed there. But yeah, look at that. That's your gap. That's my empty space. So tomato, still a good sandwich.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Make good moves today, everybody. Thank you, Samson's Print Shop. I used to trade out of a print shop, dude, with my homie. It was kind of fun.
You
on
know,
my
now
own.
that you brought this, sorry to bug you, but we brought that up. I'm looking at it again on the daily.
Yeah.
And at 73.82 down to like 70.82. There's another one there, empty space. So I guess we're getting close, right? I mean, it looks downward pressure to me anyway.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that's why I'm looking right now. My nearest target is basically, and if you zoom, attention to detail here, we should be hitting 79 if we lose this floor. That'll be first, 79.50, and then yeah, this is where the volume is at. So that's where I think it'd be pulling us. So All right, it's
Cool.
9:13 here. Let's push it. You got it. What time frame do I trade on? So I don't have like a pre-designated time frame. It's whatever makes sense or whatever is clearest. But every single trade that I take is typically based off of the 24-hour, 4-hour time frame, because the highest time frame, again, if you can accept or you know that what exists on the higher time frame exists on the lower time frame. People still recognize 5-minute bull flags as much as they do 24-hour daily bull flags. And so even if you were at that level of it, the market is a fractal of itself, higher and lower. So wouldn't it make sense that a higher time frame setup would give me a larger move, therefore possibly a larger reward? So the only thing that I really use the lower time frame for is to find those same opportunities within that higher time frame A plus setup. And if I can do that, I can set up a lower time frame trade plan. But what I'm doing is I'm doing top-down analysis, which is a key part of how we trade or how we prepare, is we're going from the weekly, the 24-hour, and we're marking our price targets out. We're finding confluences between the two time or multiple time frames, and then we're moving down so that if that way intraday it breaks, we have a plan. So there is not like, if it's moving very quickly and I have no structure and we're already past my target, then I might be on the 3-minute. But I also might be in a QQQ trade and just be watching the 15 with a month of expiration. So I don't even tie myself down to labels. Like, yeah, swing trader, but I do what the chart tells me to do. If the chart says that's a day trade, okay. If it's a 24-hour time frame setup and the candle's opening up in empty space and outside of consolidation, I guess I got to do what I got to do. And then I will make a plan from there, which is the skill that I'm trying to help people learn while I'm doing this, because it's not good to be blinded, to not know what's going on above, So anyway. I knew that years ago. That's how late your news is. You're now realizing. All right, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel good. I'll let you stay here and kind of inflate your own ego, because whatever's happening in your life, dude, you're completely devoid of praise, which probably means you're not doing anything very positive in your life. So you're now having to siphon that energy from me. But I got you, big dog. All right. Anyway, PLTR to the downside. That is happening. That is happening. I knew that years ago, sir. Me and my firm and my research team kissed each other and knew. All right, so 133.69, that is one. And then 2 is right here. And it's a little sneaky because it's not super clear. That is 130 flat. Let's go to the weekly. That is just a bunch of mess. So we can all agree, right? That's not structure. That's just choppy. You can trade through it, right? And obviously we're flushing through it. But what I usually typically focus on when I'm looking at a little bit of flack in my airspace, right, is those straightforward, where's the volume? And the volume appears mostly right here, right, which is countered. The cost basis is your old resistance, so it's perfectly lined up. I like it. So I would say right now you're looking at a 130 psychological flat target. Makes sense. Yes, Burb. That Lulu trade that we took, this is low risk, high reward. So if we're gonna go, we're gonna go. And because of the expiration, you do not want to be holding really any time past today. And again, the beautiful thing about the Lulu setup is it is low risk, it is target based. And if we rip up quickly out of this area of consolidation, which you can literally go here and just watch right there, right? We obviously do not want to be losing anywhere underneath 174.31. All right. Whew. Benny. Some people wake up, man, they just get triggered. Right. Bitcoin down. All right. You're making me cheat. Uh-oh. Hold on. The music stopped, guys. That was a nice little that was I think I'm into house music now.
Oh shit, is that 64 or so down there, Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I dumped that shit back in August when it was up at like 124.
Mm. That's mad funny because I had a friend who bought pretty much at the high. The music stock. Yeah. All right, so let's look at this one on the 24-hour. Not weekly, because this is obviously something we need to be looking at. So what happens usually, right, when you run into structure? You get a response, typically, right? And this is something that we punch through. This is almost what we would call like a double box, right? Stacked one stacked up on top of each other. And a lot of times you can just consolidate the two together and the price points will end up staying the same. But right now, I mean, you are at a, yeah, let's actually just do this. Focusing on the most recent price action and looking at the first red candles to your left, that is where you're at now, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this is you can build an escape plan, right? Or where does Bitcoin get out of the cage that it just fell into? 72 and 73, both, right? So those would be the two areas of concern, or the two areas that would need to be reclaimed in order for us to get out. Now let's take a look at the candles nearest to kind of study that theory. Did you bounce? Yes. Did you recover that floor? No. Did you push off of it the next day? Abso-fucking-lutely. So everything that's set up above us is seller's strength. So if we did push up in said face of their strength, then yes, it is something that you would be looking to gauge that strength as it moves into this box. That box is perfectly lined up as something to push you back down, right? This is kind of like the bodyguard. Think of this box right by the floor as like a bodyguard. It's trying to keep you from the floor. So it's going to push you out, or it's going to try to when you get up to that $74 mark. But again, you still have a lot to recover, and that's mostly going to be done on the lower time frame where you do have a box. There's always a plan. You know what I mean? Like there's, especially even if you're bearish, it's like if I'm marking the structure to the upside or the boxes to the upside, and the signal says that, well, if we reclaim the floor and move through the 50% mark, then we can say, well, 72's next. Well, that was that higher time frame level that I just gave you that would have to be reclaimed. So this hourly box here with a 71K cost basis would be protection level number 1. Where are you already trying to go up and reclaim? There. So whoever asked me, right, where or why this or what time frame rather I choose to trade on, the hourly is clear here, right? So I would make a lot of business decisions because I already know what's happening on the higher time frame, and I'm finding the confluence between the two of them.
Hey Potter, can you check Roblox?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, that was next. What time is it? It's 9:22. I'm downside but cautious because of earnings possible test. And so, what is the? Looking at Roblox to the downside, but cautious because earnings possible test rejection off is 63 and 60. So for the last 2 weeks, you've gone from 84 to 62. It's damn near an earnings move by itself. Now, if I'm being I'm being completely real with you, man. You know, instinctively, if I see empty space up and a lack of it down, I know that we have more protection or opportunity potentially back up. And so maybe you get a retest off of this to 71.50, but it's almost like the same thing with Hood, right? Now this one's definitely already moved a lot, but I'm not really looking to take something or I don't see a whole lot of opportunity in something that is already made what we could perceive to be a potential earnings move. Now with Roblox, we've definitely had some heavy decline, and then on the weekly, right? In order to reach a new low, which I think right here is probably, I mean, that's base case number one. That'll be down underneath 60.88, the same floor that held you up over here and held you down right here. We'll get rid of this, and then we'll translate that down. Okay, so that box that I just drew could stay there, and right now we're sitting at the top of it, but it is clear that it's underneath, or basically right at the 50% mark, that we would have to push through. So that one, I probably won't, but or I definitely won't.
Thanks.
I do think 72, if that's reclaimed, then and that's obviously, you know, I would like to see maybe the Qs start to see even the bounce today. That would kind of help prop it up, but into the 84s, this pocket right here, and the only thing that's technically separating you from it is that. Right, so 74, 34, and you could be back up in this range looking at 88. But obviously the conditions right now are a little heavy, so it might be tough to accomplish that.
Hey Potter,
What's up?
could you pull up QCOM?
Yeah. What's up?
I played it to the downside,
Mhm.
but I don't see it losing that bottom green line we marked out yesterday. I took 134, so I'm looking to just TP and get out and not ride it a whole lot.
Okay.
Because they're Fridays, so I'm not trying to go too far into the.
You got a perfect little setup right here, my boy. Check this out. Yeah, that's Gucci. $135.45.
You know, we obviously got jolts at 10, yeah?
Yeah, we do. 137.31. And at that point, that's where I'd really be paying attention to how price action is performing there. All right, let me catch up really quickly. I gotta.
Thank you, sir.
All right, but yeah, no problem, dude. Fast. Guessing. Honestly, lucky to even be here. There's a box directly up above us. That is what you just rejected. Now, how that rejection is performed obviously can dictate. So you're kind of leaving a gap in there. So that's not bad. I would look at the 47.50. This structure right here near your old 50% mark, that would be more likely to be retested. This range is technically the 50% mark, right? It's not a box. It is a range. So just getting, look at this. Watch. Bam, right there. Oh my God, did you see that? Right when I went to go fucking put the line there. Wick. So that right there, it just told you that's your orb. That's your orb right there. 48.14. That's fucking fire, dude. If you guys are on TikTok, tap the screen. All right.
Hey, I don't need you to chart it or anything. Did you look at that AMD downplay at all? Oh, yep, you already got it, same as me. If it loses that floor down into that 185. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't expect that to happen that easy. It's going to put up a fight, so.
Yeah, right.
Snow is melting, man, in a heavy way. I had a target that you technically have wicked off of, but then damn near hasn't responded any further. So if you look at where you're sitting now, you're sitting at this old. Try to watch the time here. So you'll drop a line right here. This was an old resistance, right? / stern support. And then you look at what's underneath that. So like what's the substance within that would hold you up? And it's not much. So 151 could be another runner's target if we'd end up losing that 162, 163 area. So yeah, I mean, you're sitting there now. This is one of those areas too that you also have to kind of build a lower time frame box, because that, again, this is where life, don't get too wrapped up. You know what I mean? Like if we do end up seeing some bull traps, right? It would happen 170, 171, and you do have an opportunity to trade that up. All right. Google. Oh, we're about to ring here, guys. Okay, wow, that did everything that I said was going to do right before. Perfect. So you're at the floor. Base case. You can potentially take that up first target outside of that range. 601.34. 603 would be the first target overhead. And if we end up clearing that today, yeah, that would be the first target to the upside.
Again, don't need it now. I was just curious if you looked at Starbucks at all for the little upside move.
No, I have not. Not yet.
Gotcha.
All right, we're open. Straight to the floor. That means they're going to find a place to bounce it. Wick?
All are super expensive.
Calls are? Well,
Yeah,
hopefully this
they
makes
said-
it cheaper for you, dude. Oh my God. Nothing like a sweet treat right at the fucking bell, baby. But that does mean that they're likely, if they drive it down first, that means we have to look for our floor, right? Yeah, 598.19, 596.61, which you just tapped, the first one. Remember that death candle is sending it lower and then pulling it back up and flipping it. That's typically that first impulse move.
What you doing with my APP, boy?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, for the Qs, your reversal would be 605, right? Or what? Yeah, 605.
Yeah, the retest level right this morning is right here off this screen. Oh, that's 603, and then above 603, yes, 605.50 is a retest level
Right.
if we're able to recover the floors.
Right.
So
Yeah. Okay. Thank
so
you.
all of that upside, analysis that I'm doing, looking at is me creating a protection program, if you will. So, oh
Right.
my
So
God.
that would be where you would cut your puts
Yeah.
and then start to build something for the upside.
More than likely. I'd trade it up. But right now, as we speak, there it is. That was one. And then now that 596. So listen, folks, if you have the puts that we took fucking before the end of last month, you're up 100+%. And those are longer expiration trades. So you are bagged up, dude. My $13,000 position is worth $28,000. And I will trim. No, I do not trim. Stupid.
No,
Right there.
Wait, let us trim, then you trim.
Oh, sorry about that. 597.44. So first move down typically leads to your first. That's why I'm trimming here. 597.55. And that's the kind of candle that'll flip you right back up. So watch this candle. If it can flip itself green, it's not yet, right? Ooh, they couldn't grab it. They couldn't grab it, so they're going to try again. Oh, you suck at trying. Wow. So they couldn't close that candle. They tried. They could not close that candle. So the fight ensues. The fight. I love watching this shit. So watch right over that 626. I need to see it though. Netflix has retested 8260 like we talked about. That has just happened just now. Sorry, I am trying to manage my positions right now. If you have Tesla, that did hit 393 again. All right, look at the fight, dude. Look at this fucking fight. Isn't this shit fucking crisp? That little box right there. So right up here, right to that 601. If we can hold over that 600. Look at the fight. Look at the fight. Ugh. Yeah, you can't fight that shit, sellers. Come on, boy.
Who you want to lose?
Well, I can play it. I'm playing it up if needed. It's literally fucking like automatic. All right, that's cost basis. Beautiful. Now watch that 603. Come here, little fucker. Ugh. God damn. Now this is that 602, right? Out on the higher time frame. Still need a candle close. We got 4 minutes left on the 5. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, it's almost like you're playing with major weekly and 24-hour levels right now. So I would imagine it gets pulled right back down here, and if it's going to bounce, it'll bounce right back off of 600. Come here. And pop. There you go. Yep. Irene has a gap at 45.50. Alpha's trying. I filled up empty space at 95. All right, you see that? That's what it looks like when they're trying to hold. I don't have to be a part of that. Sellers are really putting up a fight right now, but they still got to exactly. You still got to push through that volume underneath you, which is 50% of it. You just tapped off of 599.87. Mm-hmm. I don't think Lulu is gonna. I'm gonna hang on to it because it's such a low risk position. But underneath 174.55, it's a no go. Q's pushing right there, baby. You guys are not lying about those fucking contracts, huh? So 605. Look at that. So if you followed from the open, right, that first impulsive move down, automatically a warning. And there it is. Now watch this green candle to your left, like we talked about at 603. Throw the channel in the trash. You just hit
These
the wick.
contracts are mad expensive.
Dude, they're insane. So maybe SQQQ or what's IWM doing? Can't really follow. Yeah, IWM's kind of hot dog water right now.
605.
Oh no, you know what? That just gave a fire punch back. Actually, if you were trading IWM, I'm not trading it though.
You don't see a play at all on IWM? Because I was looking, see if it kind of closes at like 261, maybe. Take it up.
That would be breaking a little bit of my rules about trading in range. I can't trade that, man. That right there is not for me. You know what I mean?
I
So
got you. 24-hour range. You're right.
through my website, Sloppy Bond, you got just the screen name to be inside my Discord. Man, that's pretty cool to watch. Another little learn, right? It's never easy at the bell. And they always give you what you want down first before they give it to you up. Or vice versa. If we're going to go down, likely going to go up first. PotterStocksTrading.com. How do you withdraw? Like withdraw money from your trading account? Depends on what kind of account. You got a prop firm or something? All right, there it is. Do you see it? Did you just saw that? So this, even though trading and we're, all this is learning opportunity, especially those of you who are new. Just watching this is getting in those reps. Now, if you don't have enough volume, right, you're going to come back down. You're going to touch something that has it. It might start with that wick, or it might be this body where the majority of the volume is. Do you see how it responded? Look at that. Ah. So see how it kind of stopped just for a second? Oh, well, maybe you don't have enough volume at the wick. Look at him. 1 minute left in this candle. They're gonna try and shove it up into that 603 face, just like that. Look at that shit. Now over those wicks, I get that 605. The 200 there? What is the 200? Oh, I don't use EMAs. You know that. No EMAs. Hey. Anybody in SoFi? New lows, 1988. Those runner contracts are sitting at 400%. Ugh. So I had what is equivalent of only $450 of my original purchase. All right, that was my runners, 9 contracts. So it only cost me a total of $450. That position right now is worth $2,200. I have calls on SoFi. Man, I got to teach you a couple of things. All right, so while I was looking at SoFi, do you guys see that? Another learning opportunity. Every single time you get to a resistance, especially one without a catalyst, right? Are we storing volume in here? Probably not. That's just a buy level that you responded to and then lost. Not necessarily a box. So when you go up and you hit those same sell levels and you don't have the volume to approach, you left some behind. And so you'll come back and you'll try to do it again. And if it fails again and you don't have the same volume here at 602, you'll come down further. And possibly even, it is even possible to go all the way to 600. This is normal price action in a bear market, period. Or actually, normal price action within any market. What the fuck am I talking about? Above 604, yes. That's where we're looking for this floor here at 605.30. Simple mechanics. Just a little mechanic here. I'm Wall Street's favorite little mechanic. And look at this floor, right? Look at that floor right there. That's simultaneously the same thing, 604. But I would say right now, Bulls got the ball in their court. They're not letting up at the moment, but we're watching live. So, and again, if you're just watching, I have longer expiration puts that I took out on the queues before the end of last month. And so this is just a lower time frame retest back up that I'm able to take advantage of, and also prepping for. So SoFi is as soon as it made that low at 18, it just popped right off of it because I had to say something. But it does have a retest back up to 2045. That would be looking for if it does cross back outside of 2024. All right, another shot at 604 on the Qs. Jin, we'll figure that out when based on how this retest goes. Still not enough. So right now, in order to keep this ship afloat, we got to hold that 603. If we stay here and this candle closes like that, I imagine we'll get a wick off of that. Like red candle possible. We'll see. If it doesn't have enough volume to just go shoot through, it'll come back down and tap that 603 and then try to do it again. Yeah, for short, this is a scalp. Or day trade scalp, yeah. Okay, let's see. Was I right? All right, so you see that? Coming back down to grab more volume. See that? And you're going to try again. Now you keep it up, right? You keep being relentless, and eventually sellers will get tired. And sometimes that's the name of the game, is just keep it in their face. And eventually you keep pushing it in their face, and price isn't being able to be pushed back underneath on anything that they can control. What you typically have is a removal of sellers via squeeze. Obviously, they're trying to keep that from happening, but they're not doing a very good job. So when they do put a rejection down, they need to drive price down into something that sellers control, which would just be that 603. And you guys see how violent that was as soon as they just brought that down? I love watching this stuff because this is obvious. This is the best time to learn, but also narrating it out loud. I do this shit on my own anyway, but it's like, kind of helps you walk through it. Yeah, relentless face push. Bro, did you sweep well last night? Yeah, not really, man. If I'm being 100% honest. I mean, I slept okay, but my daughter was sick, is still sick, so I was running it out. All right, you keeping it in their face. You're keeping it in their face. Seller's mad. Let's go to the one. Look at that. Relentless. Hood has earnings, so. I mean, it just bounced. It did just, oh wow, it bounced right off of 76. Yeah, right off the structure. You have an awesome voice. You should be a singer. I appreciate that. I cannot stand hearing my own voice. I'm not fishing for compliments either. I swear to God, I'll see my own YouTube video pop up. I'll be like, ah. I appreciate that a lot. If you guys are nailing IWM, do it, man. There was lower. Yeah, look. So yeah, look at that little trade. Oh shit, look at that. Okay, little dip down, punch back on lower time frame.
Been in that.
Yeah, you got it, guys. You don't need me. Bro, Potter, you were in my dream last night? Okay, you should be a voice actor for the plot.
Oh my.
Thanks, guys. That's cool. I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna go tell everybody I know. I'm like, yeah, dude, all these people are telling me to be a voice actor. I'm giving up everything I know and love. I watched the season finale of The Office last night again. So good. You should do pickup truck commercials. You mean like the ones that they're doing now, where the dudes are like squatting in front of the trucks? Yeah, yo, you said SoFi, Daddy? Yeah. Now, on the cues, still same thing, right? Still keeping it relentless. Now, they can, if buyers cannot get the job done, which at this point is a candle closed outside of 603.93. If they can't get that job done, which, I mean, they're, again, relentlessness is worth it sometimes. I think that candle might do it right there. That candle might do it. But if they can't, or they keep failing here, which this is, there it is. There it is. Then obviously you would have to come back down to that floor and try again. Not bad. Not bad right there. I sound like Mike Rowe. Oh. On this week's Dirtiest Job.
Damn, it's true, actually. He's goated too.
He's goated. Yeah, he's goated.
Dude, that was the coolest show growing up, dude.
I loved that shit, dude.
Yeah, I was fucking in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good show.
Like, climb into those trucks and shovel that shit. I'm never doing that.
This week's Dirtiest Job, I'm going to be giving myself a colonoscopy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're actually teaching goats. Wait a minute.
Right, so I mean, relentlessness is not really paying off right now. They keep getting pulled back down on this 1 minute. Sellers are relentless, but I think that's going to be the death of them because they keep pushing this down. I'm bearish, so obviously, you know, if this fails now and we go back down, cool. But reality, I think that we have to go and retest that 605. How's the 5 look? Okay, so we could still afford a 602 retest, but pulling it up right now and ripping it back over that 604. I'd like to fill up the empty space before we keep going down. IWM wicked that high at 60 or 261.58. Oh, Kroger died.
Hey, when in like an hour, or maybe not an hour, but when you're done kind of catch this little moment, can I ask you a question that's a couple minutes?
Sure. Nah. I guess I did establish more points of contact at 604. Ugh. Just waiting now. Just waiting now, guys. Let's see what else we got. Tesla, I know, has that retest happening right now. Yep. Wow, Tesla's, yeah, look at that. Same thing. Not a box. But neither is this. Oof, IB. I am in a couple of positions, yes. I've been in QQQ puts for a couple of, what, 6 days now? Yeah, I've been short on the market for 6 days with March puts, 590 strikes. I've trimmed a couple of times off of those. And I still see that. I see potentially more opportunity down here, although today is, especially after 3 consecutive days dumping, is typically that day in the wave where we start to retest things that are up above us, basically looking for more volume. But ultimately, I really see that as a target here for me, continuing forward. I also have some SoFi puts, short on Tesla. I did grab some Lulu calls, but they ain't do nothing. So QQQ really sucks and for terms of buy volume right now, but it is still putting up a fight, building its own range directly above what it broke out from, right? So cost basis could be a retest level for us. And that would be right around here at 601.25 and 691. There's one. I know Netflix is going up. Yeah, I already stopped out. We wicked off of 82.35, and you have completely held that 82.23. So this one does have more empty space technically to the upside on the 5 minute right here. And that's what you just tapped is 83.31, so it'd be 83.72. No, dude. Sometimes you gotta let go, man. I had to let go. Plus, after what I said yesterday about that flip back upside, like that empty space retest, it's pretty obvious. What's up, Steel Magnolia? How are you doing this morning? All right, there's cost basis. Let's see if it has the volume that we need to unpack. Our IWM is really struggling right now. I know that the empty space trade on the 15-minute was pretty solid, but they're fucking holding cost basis down. All right, and then let's see here. Yep, 10 a.m. We got just a couple of minutes here. There it is. All right, do you see that on the cues? So we kept it relentless, kept it relentless, kept it relentless, and still not able to really get a solid move or hold outside of that area. I did have to adjust that because of the points of contact, and you failed. So you've lost your floor. So the signal to the upside is a punchback. And I'm on the 1 minute, which is not my typical shit, but you can do the same thing on the 2. I see a retest right here too as well. So pretty empty space right there. You guys are on TikTok. Tap your screens. Got it. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions here, but this 15-minute is completely engulfing. And if closed back down at 600, if we can push through this and close red in these wicks, we might have that next leg down for our puts. Again, I'm only interested in the upside as a way to protect that investment. Data right now, if that data might add the extra juice on that. Oof. Oh, right off of it. Give me the fucking floor, dude. That's a lot of empty space that gets filled on the Qs and fails. Looking pretty bearish now. IWM's about to lose this 260 floor. If it's or it's about to hit it. Okay, so really quickly, if you did not, or if you were trying to trim any of your Q puts the first time around and didn't get filled, this may be your opportunity when we wick to do the same. Selling into strength, like I said, those puts are, I'm up 100% right now, so. Bro, when you drop, right, that build that we built at 602, I grabbed hedges through this punch, right? I was anticipating this empty space likely getting filled. But when it built that box, that whole time I was narrating, that floor was what I was looking at to drop out of those. Completely. Yeah, so I mean, having entry or knowing where you're going to stop out is also equally important. Holy shit, let's go. All right, we just need to clear this stupid ass wick. And it's now the 2-minute floor that we're gonna trim one right here. I don't want to get trapped in this range today in here, but that's exactly what they'll do. What was the jolts? The Reds are a good long term, right? The Reds? I step out this week. We'll be back next week. Is that a good move? Man, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish by doing that. What do you mean? Are you just talking about downside? All right, there's that 602.
Bitcoin just hit 69.
I can't wait for it to hit 6.7. Yeah, it did. Or it hit 1.3 trillion. I really don't want to do this today. I'm in March contracts, so I mean, like, you know, if we make a fucking box, I guess so be it. But it's just this 2-minute floor, and right now we need to stay below 599. Break that floor, and then I need to go find my target again. Yeah, that's right. So next target would be 596.59. If we can break that floor, which this is how you set up a range, a big pop up, big pop down. If you can't drive any lower, then you'll fill this space right back up, and we'll just be building a big ass box, because again, we're on the 2-minute. So I'm hoping this thing does end up pushing a new low here. This is we're $8 away from a target, though. Isn't that pretty fucking cool? $8 away from a target. God, I could use a chicken right now. IWM, man, that's all. Listen, IWM is all day trading right now. I'm not interested in this one. Not until it leaves this range. We can talk after that, but right now the Qs are the ones with the. You know, I've been in this position now for a couple of for about a week, so. I don't like our chances if we're moving this stupid slow. Yeah, I don't. So those of you guys on TikTok, remember, I've been in this position. I'm already green. So if you're trying to follow a put now, you just saw it. That 2-minute floor at 598, that's what's gonna have to be lost. You're really the best person, Potter. Oh man. I'm filled with flaws, brother. I really do appreciate that. There you go, Planet Hop. All right. Good job, man. Fast up, fast down. I don't like the weakness. Like, just do it. I mean, I get you got to fight a little bit for it, just like you did down, but give me a break. Just do it. All right, wick. It's just between us and 597.34. So trim. I'll be trimming now as we start approaching our target, which is still pretty far away. But remember, this is a higher time frame trade, so we're still getting pretty close. Trim another. I'm gonna trim one as soon as we get that break. I have 605 calls. So, I mean, my worst fear, or not fear, but like what worst case scenario for me is best case scenario for you, if you're long. But the reality is right now, I think we have another floor to potentially bounce off of unless this wick can do it, which it's typically not our first move. I think this isn't going to hold. But it would have to be back up above. There it is, 698.98. All right, there you go. Just fucking lose it, you dork. I'm watching for you right now, dude. I'm also watching, obviously, for me. Okay, so all right, so 1 minute. And again, am I always on the 1 minute? No, but I do what's necessary to spot clarity. I can see volume up above us. I don't like this shit at all. You need to get your ass fucking down. So we're not staying in this fat range right here today. How do I start learning and mastering your strategy? My strategy. So actually, March 1st, I'm hosting my Potterbox workshop, and it will be live. It'll probably take about 2 weeks, give or take. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that shit. Now, if you pop fast and retest fast, that can help. But if we break through this structure and you get back up above 599, watch for a full fucking reversal. A full reversal. But yeah, March 1st, it's already available. So if you do get the workshop, it comes with all of the previous classes I've had, or you can go to my YouTube channel and you go to the educational playlist and you can learn a lot there. You can also be in my live streams and I can also teach you here. So yeah, and you're the God, if you want to go and talk to people first before you make a purchase, man, yeah, go talk to people inside of the free Discord. All right, I'm not liking our chances here. All right, cost basis or that 50% mark. Wick, drive price, baby. That's what we need to see if we're sellers, right? We need to, there you go, but down. Too slow. Faster. Giddy up. Take some jet. A Fallout reference here. I've been watching you since COVID. No shit. You know what? Your name does ring a bell, dude. I was just thinking about that. That's what I needed right there. Oh, yeah. That's why I build a plan. So when my emotions start getting a little high, I know what to do. I'm telling you right now, just like you guys, I feel it all. I just don't have to respond. I just have to make a plan. Because that plan is me stepping in the middle or in between my emotions. What has to happen for your fear to come true? Okay, well, I mapped it out. And like I said, I'm going to trim here. Take 2 contracts off. Now. Not you guys. This market. Let's fucking go, dude. Now that's a wrestle worth wrestling, dude. Oh my god, baby. I just took 7 biggity bands off that boy. Oh, right off my level 2. Now we want a weak response from that level. And now that we have everything back up above us, I watch. And I trim. I hope we reverse, bro. I hope it does shoot back up for you, man. But listen, bro. How long have you been watching me? My goal when I'm teaching people is to have them understand where, right? When we get in, when you get into a trade, you have to know mechanically where it will reverse. And with all that empty space underneath us, that floor lost, that empty space is literally right in front of us. I'm making a lot of money. Man, I'm glad that I stuck to my guns, man. I am breaded. All you got to do is deep fry me, baby. Oh my god. Let's fucking go.
Tell you what, dailies ain't paying like they usually do, though.
They're so inflated.
I grabbed 595s at 603, and I'm not even up 100%.
Wow. Wow. Actually, that's kind of crazy. Mamma mia. Stocks are the worst they've been in 6 months. I mean, yeah, that was my whole theory, right? So if anybody in here wants to learn, why I'm in a short since January 30th, the video's on YouTube. You can go to that date. I posted a video that day of why I wanted to go short. I was gone the next couple of days because I got the flu. Speaking of the devil. All right, time to look at my contracts again. Oh my God. $5 away. All right, now I am trimming one more lot. Nope, no. Got it. 122%, my friends. 122%. Is anybody in this QQQ short still with me?
But I had one contract I got out. So don't shame me for that, but I just had one contract.
Everybody,
that shame.
can everybody grab hands
Shame.
in a circle and we're gonna chant shame? No, just kidding. All right, so this is obviously an area that we should suspect that to happen. I have just trimmed off basically nine bands right there off of that whole position, and now I have the liberty of just watching. But we just hit a major target. The next target and next goal was to get it down here into the 590s. So if this, then that, but we should always expect price to respond to major 24-hour levels. So that's why I was just trimming as we move down there, because we're getting hella close
right now.
Isn't it? So my exits could be your damn entries, dude. Look at that. Look at who did I just sell that contract to?
You are the market maker at this point. You are causing
Trade
this
station.
market to react.
Fuck.
Slow down. Let's not inflate this ninja's head.
I know. Yeah, don't do that. Yo, speaking of that, did you see what someone asked me yesterday, dude? He goes, "How long do you think?" And I didn't get it at first, but he goes, "How long do you think it would take for a hood?" And then he had the ninja emoji, and I was like, "To learn this system." And I was like, what is? Oh, fuck. It's like, oh shit. And I was like, what do you? And then I looked at the camera. I was like, yo, what do you? How would you expect me to know, dude? What the fuck?
You broke the third wall with that one.
Yeah. Oh man, it feels good. I have trouble eating breakfast in the morning. I found a loophole, dude. Cause I got like a nervous stomach or some shit like that. I should be eating fucking fruit bowls now, dude. Look at this shit. It's just easy to I feel like a rabbit grazing. That random bar practice has been really paying off. I mean, the fact that you're putting in that work. Also, yeah, again, shout out to those of you guys I see utilizing this Discord outside of hours. Also, the more you talk, the more that you're going to learn that there's more people out there just like you, even if you're nervous, and you might find somebody you get along with, like a lot of the other people in this Discord, and you might find somebody that you can study with. And I will tell you what, man, that's why we're in a group. Literally. So, again, what's my final target on SoFi? Holy fuck. I'm going to be honest with you. I was just so wrapped up in the queues, I didn't even look. What are we at? Oh my God. Thank you. My final target. Holy shit. My final target is 1850. So this $450 position is up 480%. That fuck yeah, dude. This fucking shit paid off. But that was $450. The position is now worth $2,600. The chart said, Mama said. Yeah, yes, I do trade live in my in the Discord. That's where all the magic happens. Right, Discord? It's like cribs. Will SoFi go back up? You're gonna need to go find some serious volume because you didn't have it since for basically September from September 25th. Jesus Christ. September. No, never mind. October. And September. So September 18th to basically January 20th. You spent giving multiple buying opportunities, but you know what sealed the deal? That.
It finally filled that daily gap it had down there.
Oh, you're right, it did. Yeah, so my target, which is actually not that far away right now, is 1887, and touchdown could be 1860. So that's J Dunn needs to learn my system. Yeah, staring at the camera really isn't really doesn't help people as much as you think it would be. I made that dude's lip curl though the other day. He was so mad at me. Man's got a noggin, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'd use that as a weapon. If I had that sort of skull density, dude, I'd be like a ram. Come here, bud. I don't need my fist. So many beautiful empty spaces are being made right now. Depending when, William, because if we're shifting into a bear market, which is kind of my theory here, then it could be a couple of months before we head back up here. Look at my Discord. Look at him. All right. Well, I have. Anyone watching XYZ? You know, I am not. All right. I'm going to trim just a few contracts off of this SoFi, just two. And I'll leave the rest for that $18 mark. He's got a new system now, he says. Oh, how cute. So wait, you got a new system. Does that mean that your old system is that you charged people for? Who am I? SoFi's in trouble? Yeah, it is. It's all tied up and under arrest. Okay, a little test of the floor here. You can see, look, you're building that little base. So right now, if the Qs can't hold that base, and you're going to go right back down, probably touch right there at 595.66, and then that floor. So that you see how you just reached up, tried to grab, you got slapped down, and now it's sad. Aw. Yeah, how much an elf, guys? I got the other chart right here. Also, it is bouncing. It did bounce, but like I said, guys, if you want to, it is what it is. But if you, we do see a punch down, which I told you guys last night, or this morning, I guess. This is probably where you might need to go ahead and think about getting rid of it, because a punch down with a bearish market underneath you is obviously catalyst for potential drop. And if we can, which we always can, find a blueprint for where to get back in. And a lot of the times that's the biggest reason why people won't get out, because they feel like there's, they got something good, or like, but the reality is that, unless you're trying to avoid capital gains or something, or you're okay with it. A lot of people, that's okay. That's okay. We'll go down there. Maybe you have a better average than I do. I'm not red by any means. Trust me. I'm not red on elf, but it take a lot of dumping from here for me to be red. So okay. So you remember that level I just told you on the cues right there? That 595. There it is. If it doesn't have the volume there, you'll go right back down to the floor. Yeah. So you mean be patient, not calls on the cues yet, wait for the floor. So right now you are in a bear market. All right? Like, whether it's temporary or only last a week from now, or maybe it ends today, but as of right now, we're bearish, right? So in order for us to be bullish, right, it starts with the reclamation of structure, not the structure that you make closest to you, but the structure that you left behind. And if you'll notice on the hourly, right, this looks like you buried somebody alive, dude. There's just scratch marks. You're trying to grab hold of something, pull yourself out, get out of the cage, but you can't, right?
Bitcoin 6-7.
What's that in the background, dude? What?
That's K-pop Demon Hunters, baby.
No, I thought I recognized that. But so to my point, right? All of those levels that sellers are using as strong points, they're going to need to be pushed out of the way. Also, I think the reason that people are saying my voice sounds good right now is because my throat is cooked. Vocal cords are cooked from coughing, from being sick. Isn't that what a scream machine does?
Yeah, they said you sound more manly.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and call this a day. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to go cry. So I have a serious question though. Has anybody or did anybody, and I don't want to know so that I feel good about it, but has anybody held that entire short? You know, again, I don't do signals, but that was pretty strong. Okay. I just want to see if I know some of you guys have gotten out and there's lessons to be learned from that, right? And I want you to also check how you feel right now about getting in. You're probably scared. If you jump in and out, or you're not, or if you were in that original short, then obviously, yeah. It's Neil's birthday soon. Are we sending him Zens? Why would we send the supplier the surplus? We have to send him like accessories for the Zens. You know what I mean? Like imagine. I can't tell you guys this idea. I need to write it down. Holy shit. What am I talking about? I'm not going to make this a Zen launcher. Make a slingshot for Zens, little baby slingshot, so you can slingshot it into your buddy's mouth. Okay, maybe that's not a good idea. I'm glad I said it. All right. Yeah, but it's those type of novelty dumbass items that'll sell like you make a video of shooting a Zen right into somebody's lip, dude. That's big money right there. I just gave that could be free game. Anybody got a 3D printer? A Zen launcher.
Like a fire ad.
It's a fire ad, dude. I'll engineer it. Burge, hook me up, dude. We'll partner together. Anybody else out there?
Shot across the room.
Look at that. I just created a business opportunity and a competitive environment. There could be 10 people starting this right now off of that. Like a Pez dispenser, but fast. And it's not going to hurt you, but with the fiberglass exterior of the pouch, it will help to give you, more abrasion, therefore maybe a better entry into your blood system. That's crazy. No way, Zebo. Gross. Wait, is this view different from TikTok? Wait, is the view on YouTube different from TikTok? Yeah, YouTube can see the whole screen.
Getting 52-week low notifications on all the cryptos like crazy.
There's no cam on yeah, it is delayed on YouTube, and there is no face camera because I got to get another camera. I just been not doing it because I don't know. I just haven't done it. What's going on with IWM, Jesse? Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay, you're getting a little pory. Now let's also do this. Everybody with me, right? If you're watching IWM, which is a pretty low risk, right? Pretty high reward. What is this candle right here? That's empty space, right? Even though there's structure in there, you moved through it. So it would really be that and that. Now, what is this in that big green candle? The imbalance, right? 50% of any large engulfment, big candle like that, big move like anything, you're going to have a 50% mark. Look at the Qs. Just can't fucking get above that level. That's amazing. Oh, sorry, TikTok. You guys cannot see that. So IWM right here, right? That's 50% of that candle. That's also your previous top and that floor. Then we look at it. What's underneath that floor? 2 wicks here. It's a little range. So it would be right underneath you at 253. In order for that to occur, we're heading down to this floor right now. Nice push. Nice push off of 261.50. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think it'd be smarter to buy longer expiration contracts here or some time on something that is already moved? If you haven't already grabbed a position inside of the structure up above you, you can add a week and just, if you're looking out to kind of replicate what the Qs have done, right? Because aren't we not always in a series of lead and lag in between the ETFs? So if you've missed my Q short, you could be looking, right, on the weekly. Just an idea. You got to execute. Nice wick off of 265. First target on the weekly is 255.50. I think we said that this morning, correct? And then this is an entirely empty candle. What is that previous resistance? The 50% mark of that candle. Can I get a boyfriend here? LOL. You know, I haven't tried my hand at kind of promoting a dating atmosphere here, but I mean, we're always open to new ideas. As long as it ends up with profitability. You know?
Ivy and Alex need citizenship.
So this is outcome is income.
Maybe that's what some of you guys are missing. Love. Instead of like the Bachelor, dude, it'd be like
Potter bands.
It depends. It all depends who was asking you for a boyfriend.
It was somebody I've never seen before. It could be AI bot trying to
Ivy. Why doesn't she talk much in here anymore?
Ivy? She's
Yeah.
focused. I don't know. She's just focused. She's locked in.
I need proof of life.
Or she
still trading?
Hey agents, you guys can let go of Ivy now. I was kidding. I was just joking. Typical chat full of boys. Yeah, you're right. All right, Qs, would you like to increase the wealth?
246% IWM.
What if I told you? 246.
That would be heavenly.
One whole week?
I think the nearest and most dearest target would be 254. Hoi wei?
Would be beautiful.
Come on, Tesla
And I
drop.
would find that acceptable.
I got tunnel vision right now. Oh, Tesla, yes, baby. I took 4 contracts on that.
I have a family.
He said, Tesla, mi familia, por favor.
$200 into $1,800. Is Astro still here?
You said $200 into $1,800. God damn, did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? Why do you have my profit pin to your screen? I was cycling through the gauge showing people.
I gave my auntie a signal. She's just sleeping through this whole dump.
No shit.
Bro, her account's at like $1,800 right now, probably, because I'm looking at her contracts and she just won't pick up the phone.
Oh my God. Wait, she's short, right?
Yeah, she's short.
He said, "Good morning, Morgan Freeman." Damn, y'all are kind of pumping my head up right now. I'm fighting my own ego while also simultaneously trying to short the U.S. economy. He always says it doesn't take a lot. Listen, it doesn't take a lot. Somebody just in the chat said that they watched Jay Dunn risk 100K to make one. That is their logic, dude. There's so many people like that. And it's like, man, especially if you know you're learning, it doesn't take much to make a lot. With this system, is that nasally, raspy voice? How do I get it to stay like this? How do I scar my vocal cords? Oh, gosh. Is that
Bro,
I gotta
that's what upsets me about the gurus and how they promote themselves on YouTube. And I have friends of mine who say, "Have you heard about this person? Have you heard about that person?" Dude, I've seen people on YouTube lose thousands of dollars and then they're clearly risking 20, 30, 40 to make a couple grand right back. It's just that's not risk management. That's not how you trade.
No, it's not market understanding either, dude. It's honest. I really think that I think that the way they trade is more focused on marketing, right? So it's not replicatable, like not for everybody, anybody really. I mean, unless there's the people out there that with real capital. But excuse me. But that right there is, and I peeped game on that shit a lot because I was like, yo, why are people who have no capital or $1,000 thinking that they can follow somebody who's clearly over risking? But also, I mean, those people are utilizing that quick move to show off these gains. Like, hey man, I made a quick $1,000 this morning, and now I'm off to make out with some models. Like, all right, cool, dude. But like, how does that translate to 90% of your audience? But the cool thing about my system is it was built from how I came up or how I figured this shit out, which came from starting from nothing. I had to find a way to take my little bit and make it a lot. And I think I did it.
Bottom now we
Literally, by the way, 510% on SoFi, which only would have costed you $350, would now be about a $2,100 position. That is absolutely diabolical. I should be under arrest. DTI and PBS literally teach you how to do this shit. These motherfuckers get lucky on shit and brag about it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's lit because you'll see those crazy, like maybe an FOMC move, and then they'll post those 500% gains, and they'll be like, look what we did today. Like, it's a big deal. I mean, it's cool that when we do it, obviously, because we do it all the time, but it's like, and then the thing that really grinds my gears is people will be like, that's absurd, because they're learning from people who tell them that it's not possible. Go fuck yourself. Stop telling people what you can't, like, stop projecting what you aren't capable of. And I've had so many other creators be like, bro, you can't be trying to be nice or just straight up being like, bro, you're scamming. Nah, bro, I'm sorry. For 3 years, 4 years straight, you kind of, the evidence stacks up against you. So, yeah.
And but I just wanted to say there was someone today who got off mute and commented that they've not yet made 100%, and they sounded so disappointed. I think that's what's unique about your community. There are so many people right now on live, and most of them don't really speak, don't really engage in chat on Discord.
Yeah.
But they're making bag, right? And then you go look at the gains, and those are the folk posting like the 200%, and it's not just Burge or Manny or you or
Yeah, it's not an exclusive bunch. Yeah.
So to me, as a new guy here, been here, it's like that's what stands out. It's it's the promise that 100% is easy, but you do have to put in the work, learn the workshop, do all of the the hours that you have to put in to kind of understand the system. But once you do, it is possible to make those gains. So
Yeah, absolutely. Really quickly, folks, we are seeing a curl back up against that resistance on the Qs, starting to move quick. We got SoFi going for a punchback. We might be seeing that circle back up. Floor is getting touched right now at 597.93. Go to the 3-minute. Obviously, this is mostly empty space, so trying to close inside of these wicks might be able to push those sellers out. And get you back up here. I don't know how much we can expect for today, right? But I can tell you this, that empty space that we just left behind, and I'm glad that I've gotten so much money off the table today on multiple different things. But this is somewhere that could be, I mean, in a bear market, it's this. I've got to show you guys this really quick. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's look at this. I just want to remind everybody, because this is a good time for me to do this. So I'll take you back, right? And I just explained this morning, right? On those floors that you need to break, it took you 2 days, 3 days, right? You made a new low. You hit these wicks, right? Not necessarily a huge level, but, well, actually, I take that back. It is pretty big. That's where one of the biggest reversals that you saw here came off of. This is where you opened up, gapped up, and moved. This is what you lost and then reclaimed to get moving back up to the upside, which that actually is the biggest run. So as you're moving down, you bounce and you retest back up, right? Now, that's fast. That's empty. It leads you to the floor. Everybody goes short. Then they wick it, pull it back up, and retest where sellers built up their base camp. Same thing when holy shit, Raymond, not bad for a week. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Finally was able to trade. I've been in my truck for the last freaking 8 weeks with snow.
Why didn't you just call like a tow truck or something? I'm just joking. I'm sorry. It made it sound like you were stuck in your truck the whole time.
Felt like it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's never going to be a straight line, right? Even after the retest, you get another leg down and it goes green. So just to keep this in perspective for you, we're doing great. If you're still holding those March puts, we're doing great. But we could expect and should expect that at some points we look back and we say, well, what have we broken and where are we at? So what might we have to do in order to gather the volume to continue to the journey forward? Now, right here on my chart is 603. Let's zoom down and see what that means to me. I didn't mean for that to rhyme like that, but I saw it coming, so I did it. All right. Now, it looks like that my 603 level that I just elaborated on the hourly is what we attempted to grab this morning and what we held yesterday. With that pocket of empty space still left at 605, it's still a candidate. Do you get there? Starts by 599.75, which is likely what you're about to retest. How are you retesting? With a nice little base. We're going to shift this down so the higher time frame didn't translate as well. 599.19, right? And if you were bullish, that's your box. Translate 3 minute, 597.55, 1 minute. Very crisp, very clean. Now, see where we're trying to go ahead and grab hold of? And if you look at the most recent price action, it's that same box, that same little bit that I was just narrating before we just trimmed. That right there is what will likely allow for price to go back up into those levels, which, again, day traders have at it. If you're looking at this swing trade, it's just business as usual. Huh? Oh, my bad. Did I just explain that whole thing and not have my screen up? There you go. Sorry about that. So right here, right? And again, TikTok taking you back. Sorry. So this is kind of where I was just narrating. Yeah, so when we hit this floor, again, after And this is exactly what just happened, right? We broke out, made new highs, failed, dropped, sunk our teeth back into the 530s. When we hit this floor, it takes 2 days, right? You pause, and then you dump down to this open slash floor at 498. When that happens, you bounce half of the candle. The next day, you retest 510, which is the opening or the bottom of that candle right here, and then you leg down. So not a straight line, right? And guess what? Until these levels are recovered, look what you have to do. Coming back up, you build right on that same level so that you can keep pushing forward. So, but anyway, we shouldn't expect it on. So let's look at it from this way too. And some of you guys might not need this, but on the 15-minute, right? You're gonna have bounces. If you're day trading, there's going to be bounces. You know, obviously, if you're a scalper or something, you don't necessarily want that because it affects your contract. So you're not dealing with that. You're looking for those really micro pockets of empty space. But you know, for a day trader, I haven't looked at that one, man. I'm not a huge crypto guy. But that anyway. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. But if we are holding right now that floor, right? What is that floor supplied for us? Some pretty gnarly reversals and obviously some serious ones. So there's been volume here. And in order to clear that level, we got to let buyers kind of pull the volume off of that level, whatever remains, and then liquidate it when it runs back up. Or push price back down. This stifles that bounce and doesn't allow it to go back up and reclaim anything. But if we hold here, we might need that volume, and that would serve as a retest level. Now, if you're looking at where my mouse is, hold on. I want everybody to watch this. Look at these two screens. When I hover my mouse right here, look at how that translates. Look over at the 3-minute chart. What is that? Those of you guys in the Discord, anybody, what would that be just in the most recent price action? What would we be filling up? To the dot. To the dot. I'll answer. Empty space. Same answers for everything. So that in particular, right? Technically, would be look. That's where the wick is at. And I bet you, if I go to the 1 minute here, that's the end of the empty space on the fucking dot in the most recent price action. Very good. Okay. So right now they don't want it. Going long when we have lost so much, guys, is always so. If you were going short in a bull market, right, you would probably get your ass grinded to the fucking bone. I mean, it's eventually you're going against the grain. You're gonna get a fucking splinter under your fingernail. It's just you're not. And I have watched intelligent. You know, I say intelligent, and I guess in theories, but like they have good theories as to why the market will crash or not crash, but like, you know, fall, but ignore that. Oh no. Just DM me and I'll take care of it. My bad. But anyway, that's it. I lost my train of thought. All right, so we're IWM still sitting on the floor. That one's still a candidate eventually for that drop. I'm glad it got a little retest there. Oh shit, look at my whole thing. We're red. Everything is red. Netflix is somehow green because fuck me, right?
Apple's just holding.
He refuses to let you be right.
I just want to be fucking right, dude. And I know that's, you know what? I'm keeping my toxicity quarantined. If you think about it in a way, right? No, I'm letting it live, but I just keep it in a cage.
What was insane is how high the theta is on these contracts that are close to the money. For the dailies.
The Qs?
It's like 4 times its normal rate of the like depreciation.
They're like, you're not getting this dump, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's like $2.50 for like one strike out of the money.
I was talking about intelligent people doing something when you lost my train of thought. I do that a lot, so thank you. I really appreciate that. I've seen intelligent people ignore, like they'll have a great theory, but the execution is trash. I think that's where I was going with that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot. My brain's a little winded.
Take a Neuralink or Neurogum.
Actually, I need to finish my Arden's Garden Focus Nootropics Adaptogen Mental Clarity Memory Motivation drink functional shot. They double printed the label on this thing though. That made me think I thought I had broken my vision this morning. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna mute myself on TikTok real quick. Yo, what the fuck is my TikToks have been having like 300 and 400 people in here. That's crazy. What are my thoughts on IWM? Well, as of right now, with us sinking our teeth and being closed right or being right at, again, this is still up for interpretation, but I am kind of bearish on this one, looking down to follow the cues and spy potentially to 253.91. I am looking at a potential entry into that. We are at the floor, so I'm being patient here and just letting the trade come to me because there is obviously some buyer extermination that's likely to occur here. So,
What's your thoughts on Amazon for tonight? With it being on that big floor?
oh, oh Lord, here she comes. Oh boy. I be seeing shit in my head. Sometimes I'm like, no, bruh.
200s.
Shit, dude.
So that's exactly what I was looking at. I want to see if your
Just
brain's
even if
gonna
you're looking
go
at the
that
most
fast.
recent trend, yeah, I mean, you can expand that. Channels are always extensions of previous and trend, but I focus on the most recent points of contact because that's where control is at. Now, let's fuck the channel, right? I don't even have to see this channel to develop the idea that a potential short is here. The channel's just an extra little taste. The weekly, and has earnings, you said, right?
Tonight.
He going to take me all. I'm sorry. I do not, and I mean, I don't necessarily know if I can advocate for a whole dump down to that gap. It does seem highly probable. I think what I need to do here is kind of just back test on how moves on Amazon have been lately for earnings. Nothing really, still a pretty decent dump. Okay, decent little rip, 156 up to 173. That started a decent, that's not earnings based. That was pretty good. That was trash. That was trash. Is it that candle? Yeah, it is. So that's pretty damn good, and that's kind of what we would be hoping to see here. I'm not going to screenshot that. It's the same theory I have on the cues, right? It's the same theory I have on the cues. When you sync, listen, and this is for anybody who's watching right now, you can take this with you. Stocks don't like to go back, right? when you lose, like when you put volume behind you, right? You built up a box and then you move forward, you'll come back and retest that. That's where you store your volume. And when you're offered price at an all-time high, right? You're offering the price at the highs. And it's taken you how many times of offering those highs to even get there? And then nobody wants it. And then you come right back down and close underneath it. That's the start of something bearish. Now, you can look back and you can kind of back test that theory. And I, again, use this probably like 900 times. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, if you want to count it 4, you can do that. But new highs, nobody wants to buy. Candle closes, sinks its teeth underneath 520 or underneath that 530. And we start a bear market. Now, this was fueled, I believe, by tariffs, right? Before we learned about Taco Tuesday. But yeah, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's still the same setup. It's still the same concept. What do you think about I'm full porting POWI to retire tomorrow? Allah Akbar. Thoughts on that? Okay. Sure. POWI. I wouldn't really say a reversal quite yet, but if anything, probably a retest. So wick. So I personally see 394.86 back up there. To retire tomorrow. What do they do? That's juicy. So there's no box wise, right? We're probably looking at that being one of, yeah, that's it. So that's muy importante, right? That is what you need to be outside of. There is empty space granting you access through the pass to 57. But that doesn't happen until you break 49.50. Hopefully, there is a catalyst. And if there is, for show. Because I have seen stocks that look exactly like that, a well in trend, and they do well.
Hey, can I ask you that question now?
Yeah, what's up?
So another buddy of mine, we were talking about stocks and stuff, and he sent me one, and I went to look it up, and I actually looked at cocoa futures, which just broke into an uptrend. So then I went and looked at Hershey, dropped a call on my watch list, started doing a little research. And if you look at Hershey today, it erupted. So obviously I'm annoyed because that call is worth like $1,000 more.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah, dude. Cocoa futures. Then I'm looking at like the Cocoa Shop or the Cocoa Water because that's a big American one that has a decent, but all of it seems to be running. I mean, it's in the consumables.
Yeah.
Which is all, pretty safe, but that was kind of a unsuspected find.
The correlation
I haven't been in
between
this game long enough, yeah, to follow like and then dig in and figure it all out.
That's an interesting theory. Let me see
Like if
something.
you look at Cocoa futures, it just popped over.
What's the ticker on that?
Trend. It was like just the other day, and I found it on accident, but
Yeah.
I guess I need to. That was like a TTI level find of development. Okay, what's going to impact this?
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Should just be CC if you put it in.
Okay. Real quick, yeah, we did get another rejection on the Qs. Obviously, we need to see the low broken. Man, if we get 590 today, dude, might take a break and move the class forward. Do it sooner. Do you think you can go back up today a little bit? These candlesticks are ridiculous. I mean, I like them, but do I think I don't spend a lot of time thinking. I do a lot of spending a lot of time planning or factoring where does that or where would that occur, right? As of right now, we still have the floor at which this looks like it might be actually a punchback if I'm looking at this correctly. Right, Zebo? So if you're going to go back up, it's going to start by grabbing 598.90. Period. End of story. That is where if both buyers can accomplish a floor grab like that, then you have access to a 602 retest. That's what I see. That is, yeah. All right. So back to what I was looking at here. So CC is the Cocoa Futures. Wow. Okay. Now, will you explain? Just kind of brush over this again with me. So you're looking at Hershey's, right? And
Yeah.
at Cocoa Futures simultaneously, right?
Yep.
And the theory is that this one's at the lows and Hershey's is ripping up, so we're looking at Cocoa Futures moving back up. Sorry if I.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
That's what. Okay. Setup wise, I can't really argue with that one, right? At least as far as, I mean, you're not really sitting at anything incredibly structural, like you did kind of slip past this little node and now you're sitting on a wick, but it is weekly, right? So it does do enough to give you a 24-hour box, and it does have empty space directly up above you. So I think looking at this one, and again, keeping it simple on the 24-hour, could maybe mark it out like that, but obviously I like to try and give it its space. And we'll look at the 4-hour. Okay. Yeah, very good. So I think you're going to start by moving through that 42.89, or you could say 43.50, and that's where you would. I mean, that it's not a bad setup at all. And I would even say this, like, yes, this is a whole range, but there's a lot of volume right here, or a decent amount of volume. And if you were to shrink this back up to that, that would just be that 50% mark. But regardless, right, it's over those wicks, and yes, up through to 46.19. And at that point, yeah, with all that empty space, at least at minimum, a potential retest. Now, as far as a fundamental, I'm not going to say that I know at all. I don't. That's definitely outside of my wheelhouse. So, I mean, really, you're the leading expert on finding that correlation. As far as the setup is concerned, I think that could support your theory, going up. But I'll leave it at that because I don't want to go too far outside of my wheelhouse and sound stupid. Lots of selling pressure.
Do you
You
think it
don't.
would be bad? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you think it would be bad if we had like a, where would you put, because I found it yesterday or the day before, but where would I put it in the group chat if I wanted to have a thesis and someone like pick at it? What section of the chat should I communicate in?
Post your chart is a good spot to do it in. You can also do when people are in the study room. You can also look at the Sunday charting channel. But let me go ahead and make this announcement while I have the availability to do it. If you want, I'm not one of those Discord owners that doesn't want you to use everyone, like the tag at everybody. But I will say this, and I need you to remind me because I need to make like a Discord introductory video where I walk people like through little things like volume and like how to turn down the sound on my stream. I might need to make like a checklist of rules. Might have you help me do that. Yeah, time check. Thank you. But I'm losing my train of thought again. Help me out.
Something about everyone, not someone that
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah, thank you. But there is, if you are getting a lot of alerts inside of any Discord, my lobby or whatever, you can, if you're on desktop, right click over that channel, and then you can mute, right? Only at mentions. You do not want to have all messages on your notification settings or your phone's going to explode. But with that being said, if you do put your charts, right, nobody's really going to see unless you send out a flare. You can use the @ here or to alert people who are online, or @ everybody to alert everybody. Now, if you're somebody who is actively charting and learning, that's a channel that you could absolutely, because it helps, man. I know that it helps a lot when you guys do this stuff together. And I've seen some of my most successful students do that exact same thing, is, work together. So yeah, Discord etiquette. A lot of overhead pressure. You don't think it goes down? AMD. I definitely see that as a possibility. So thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I was bummed that I put like a 211 call on my watch list yesterday when I ran into this, and then I woke up today and it was worth like $1,400.
Oh shit.
I
Ivy.
didn't have any conviction on it for Hershey. I was just finding something interesting.
The fact that it shot out like that is kind of crazy. I just talked about it the other day. Ivy, if you need to, don't feel guilty or anything like that. Also, we have the workshop coming out, so you need to go do something you haven't done in a while, Ivy. You need to go like just something you haven't done before. But you just let me know those things. Damn. Okay. Yeah, do that. Now's the time, right? Be careful though. You're a good teacher. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Nah, don't kid. Do it. Do it. I'll buy it for you. When you get there, I'm gonna pre-order it for you, so you just have to walk in and pick it up, okay? You'll be like, can that lady even see? Do you have the calmness of a sailor navigating a ship in a Drake passage? My wife gets mad at how calm I am in certain situations. Like it's from trading, baby. Do you think this is, you know what? You think this is worse than losing $13,000 in 5 minutes? That feels like somebody just pulled your soul out from the back. Like, whoa, hey. Not fun.
Also, we looked at NBO on Monday to fall and it died. I wish I would have took it.
Oh my God, dude. Yes, you did. With that empty space. Didn't you ask me about that one? Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
I remember your voice. Oh, the fucking voice of shit. Don't do that to me. He said, yes, I did.
Suck at puts, dude.
Don't get that mad at yourself. It's okay. You want to be mad? We can be mad at that.
Worst part is I played calls.
Stop it. Don't show that.
I was kidding. What was that?
Why you gotta do that, bro?
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You
Hi,
know
baby
what?
girl.
I did fuck up. I had some 350 puts for that, and they cost $2, $200.
Give me a hug first.
I sold them yesterday, and today they're worth fucking
Yes,
1,100.
You want the fruit bowl? All right, take daddy's breakfast and enjoy. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. Go ahead. I can't eat all that fruit. You like my jacket? Yeah. Uh-huh. It's shiny. It's supposed to keep me safe when I go outside. It's kind of cold. Ah, nice and warm. Does anybody like to let their office get like frigid by leaving the window open? I feel like I work better in the cold. Maverick, you can go on my website, my brother. March 1st is when I'm planning on doing the Potterbox workshop. That'll be 2 weeks, more than likely. I will move through each and every single section, just like I did last year. As slow as or as long as it takes to get through, and as you know, again, I can't. If you're not talking, I can't. I don't know how you're doing as far as comprehension wise, but yeah, that's where I want. Um, uh, but as we move through each section, I will be going to, and it's start to finish, you know, from candlesticks to brokerages to the box itself to trend to options, all that other good stuff. And so last time we did this, it almost felt like it took too long. I mean, we really did stretch it out as far as possible, but it was a really, 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 is it finalized for March 1st? Because I'm going to take off work for at least 4 days. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It was a great class. But anyway, it will be live March 1st, probably after hour. Well, not probably. It will be after hours. Probably about 5:30. We will stay within about an hour and a half, so that way everybody has time to go be human beings. It will be recorded, and you will have access to that recording and all the other workshops that I've done. Which the first one I archived that one because sounded like a fucking teenage boy talking. But anyway, and I just didn't really feel good about it. It's not like it wasn't a good workshop. You could just hear I was nervous. It was my first time teaching in front of a massive audience. And I was nervous. You could hear it in my voice. But anyway, yeah, so it'll be March 1st, and I'll be walking through my entire system. I mean, buyers are looking like they're trying on Tesla. Sellers need to get their foot on the gas. What time frame are you on right now, Carla? Seven-minute time frame? Man, I haven't looked at the 7-minute in years. Got a little baby channel right here. Do I see more selling? Kind of banking on it, brother. With this expiration, all right, so let me just go ahead and jump ahead. And let's pretend like we're here at 589 and 590, which is my target, which is where, yes, I'll be TP. At that point, we should be looking at some big ass red candle, right, sitting right here, maybe even today's candle sitting right there. And at that point, yeah, it would be something where you could, depending on how you've managed that position, look at what's directly underneath you, which is, and yes, this is my runner target, 581. But how many times have we tapped off of that, guys? And hold on. Let me set some fireworks off on this shit. So I want to explain to you my theory. So you think it's cool. So if we were in a box, right? And you had two off the bottom, but we'll call it, you know, if you want to pull it down to the wicks into the body candle closes, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, pop out, and then 5. So 5 off of the top and 2 off the bottom. So this would be the third time with all of this overhead pressure that we would be heading down to the bottom of what we could conclude to be a weekly range. Now that range on the weekly does have tighter candles at 588.50, which is helpful because that's probably going to be where the fuck we land. That's why we do top-down analysis. That is 100%. 581 is that wick down here. And if I'm being technical, right? If this is a break, if this is breaking down, then this at 576.66 would be our first target. So will I leave runners as long as I'm doing my job and paying attention to what's above and what's below? Yes, right? Because today, where we swung into today and had shorts, it was the same process. I feel all the same things as we're moving through these things, like having a plan. For everybody, I mean, in any situation in life, like somebody who's able to problem solve or has the tools to problem solve is going to spend less time fearful because there's something to do about it. So if I'm fearful, which I don't like when things go in the opposite direction of the way that I'm trying to trade them, but if I know that there's something up above me that has to happen in order for that reversal to occur, then by God, I have something to lean on rather than just purely off of the feelings that I have inside. Because if I had done that, then obviously I'd be a sad boy. But the same thing is happening literally right now. We have to grab 599 if we want to go up. So I use that as a protection program. All right. What platform? This is TradingView that you're looking at. This is what I'm charting off of. And then TradeStation's the broker I use. You guys, there's like a lot of different brokerage. My preference obviously is TradeStation. TOS is pretty good. Outside of that, I really haven't fucked with any other brokerage too much. Tasty Trade and me had a brief fling, but I can't fuck with Tasty Trade, man. They got, yeah, I don't like their rules. What's up, Roselia? What plat? I like TradeStation. I think it's also, if you're feeling a little tistic, you can. It sounds like PlayStation.
Hey, I think Netflix is going up because Trump said he's not going to intervene.
He said he's not going to intervene. Well, Netflix is no
Correct.
longer going up.
In the NBC interview.
You guys want to know something really cool? What did it fill up? Every licking bit of empty space that it had, and then completely flushed down. We're in a bear market. But if I flip this back up, right? That's a bull flag. And that makes perfect fucking sense, doesn't it? Breakout, retest. That's money. And there might be another Netflix short on the way. Also, this box is trash. Trash, Garrett. Get a life. Look at that. 80-50. 80-50. Tesla over that 393. Might have a retest. I'm not really playing the upside right now, guys. It's against the grain. Until something is recovered and moved through, you can distribute the volume that's holding you down, right? For example, 602 would definitely lead you to 605. 608 would lead you up into 611, right? Just as that box, right? And these all correlate with higher time frames very well, but these boxes would give you 628. But as long as we stay underneath them or reject them. Oh, sorry. No, you can't see them. They're right there. Yeah, right there. How to get, ooh, little gains page light up. Let me see what we got here. Not an option, but due to the oh my God. Look at you. I see the system works on crypto futures. If it's a, oy wee. Google put. Oh my God. Nice. Nice. Yeah, if you had any gains or anything to put down, if anybody was holding SoFi. Potter, can we check out AMD? Sure. Slide. This is a pretty formidable base that Q's is making on the 5 with that pocket of empty space back up. So trade it accordingly. There you go. Now that 5-minute candle right here, empty as a fucking bucket. Empty. You do not, if you pop up here, you do not want to fall into a box that looks like that. That's a trap. Because the most recent price action within it is mostly empty. You're moving through volume and distributing it forward, but also you wouldn't want to reverse here either. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys in just a second. Hold on. Slide. Oh, there we go. I've been following you for a while, man. I haven't tried your system, to be honest. Where do I go? So if you don't want to pay me anything, that's absolutely okay. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my educational playlists, go through those videos, take notes, write things down, and ask me questions when you come back to the live stream. I don't ever want anybody stretching their pockets trying to get it to get this workshop or to get into my group, especially because that is not something that is required in order to be successful. You don't have to be a part of my Discord or in it. That is actually, I think, one of the tools that you utilize once you have the workshop, or you're going through it, or you've afforded it. But that being said, if you don't go to the YouTube, we have a workshop that I'm doing again on March 1st, and that will be about 2 weeks, mostly every weekday. But we'll not do probably any. Well, might do a Saturday, and leave out a Monday. But yeah, it'll be every day. After hours, about an hour and a half, and we'll be moving through each section of that workshop methodically and answering everybody's questions. You'll have your ability to open your mic, ask, or type in chat. And so if I say a word, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? We're going to answer it. And I want everybody to, if you go into this classroom thinking that something that you're going to ask is stupid, walk back out and look at yourself in the mirror. There's no fucking stupid questions. I get more mad at people thinking that their question was stupid than the question's stupidity, which, again, if it has anything to do with what I'm teaching you here, it's not stupid. Even if it's just me helping polish the window so you can see a little clearer, like, it's pretty simple. Weeklies are just contracts that expire this week. Anyone shorting Tesla? I'm selling. Looks like it might reverse. So it looks like it was good. All right. Will you Coco can, I don't have Coco's bed in here, so I don't want her laying. Hi, baby. Don't jump. Come here. Huh? No, baby. It's okay. You're all right. You're all right. Maybe. All right. Out. Everybody's out of here. Cats too. Cats like you, Toothless. You got a skedaddle, my brother. I got to watch these two reverses. You feeling okay, sweetie? Feeling better today? You clearly are feeling way better today. All right. If you're in the monthly Discord, didn't you get the yearly, Carla? So that one popped up. It is now obviously moving up and trying to touch that floor. There could be that trade and retest back up to that 603 if we are granted access above. This is mostly empty space. So sellers step up and shove you back down. Could be back to business. Have a nice rip going on here. What do you mean? I'm just not on my old profile anymore. Happy ending premium cocktails. Neil, what the fuck? Uh-oh, where's my tunes, bruh? Your friend wants to join the monthly. Carla, the monthly is just strictly monthly, does not include the class. So that is basically a trial. Like if you just want to see what it's like in the Discord, because that's money I'll give back to you. If you end up getting a yearly or getting the workshop, I'll give you that $80 back. But yeah, that's not for the workshop. So yeah, thank you, Carla. I mean, just throwing it out there right now. I think Ivy said there's 12 spots or 30. I put out a discount code, which I don't do on the workshop hardly ever. But I'm motivated to I want this to be a big class because the more people, the more questions. The more questions, the more valuable this whole shit is going to be. So, all right, floors are being recovered. Yeah, floors are being trying to be recovered right now on the queues, guys. Move back, move to the 5 here. Yep, it's trying right now. So obviously QQQ just tapped the bottom of that 599.73. What's underneath it? Not much, right? So it needs to shove face and close candles on that floor if we're going to go see that retest back up. On a mission before the night out. Dude, I'm fucking proud of you, bruh. Look at that thing, dude. It's crazy. You started with that much and just fucking, that's crazy.
And I took out $2,000 yesterday.
You took $2,000 out yet? Bro.
Yeah, that's what that dip is on it.
That's fucking good, dude. Ah, you guys.
I had a 4K day yesterday.
Dude, that makes me happy, bro. Makes doing it worth it, bro. For real. This shit is it's motivating.
It actually works when you can look at the chart in front of you instead
Yeah.
of trying to trade by your phone while you're working.
That is a big factor, yeah. If you're and it's not like you can't, but you have to be real with yourself. If you cannot trade, like with a laptop and a computer in front of you, then you have to be real about the capabilities that you're gonna have access to, because the reality is you're gonna be in everything that you're in is gonna have expiration behind it because you need protection from your own absence. Stop alerts. You also have to have the ability to whip out your phone and get out of a position. So yeah.
Hey, could you look at LASR if
Laser.
we are gonna bounce?
LASR or LAZR
Yep,
or SR. Okay. I had something in my head and heard what I wanted to hear. Inlight. What's this? Okay, so you did sync the low, right? You did I mean, I guess I got to redo that. Oh no, so that's the 4-hour. Candles close here. Okay, that's points of contact there. And then we're topped here. So almost in a way, you did punch down and then you flipped. And then now you have the 2-hour where you're breaking out of that red candle, which is 45.75, which would make that box your first target directly above you at 47.50. Cost basis would then be 48.85, and that would likely grant you higher access. Is that what you look for? That's not bad.
Yeah, I was looking for a trade back up to 50
Okay.
on the 1 hour. I
Oh.
saw a little bit more space.
Okay.
These contracts are moving like ass today for 0DTE.
Yeah.
I grabbed 600s on that floor that we couldn't break, and
Yeah,
it's only
same.
up 80%. $5 rip. Usually that's like 300% easy.
Yeah, that
Oh.
56%. I got
Yeah.
600 calls on the floor there.
That was a nice box break. So here's that first median, your old box. Then here, then here. Now, of course, that does open the door up for even a 605 retest. What's my PT on the QQQ today? It's already been hit, actually. Matter of fact.
There you go. That was a nice candle open on the 3-minute.
My ultimate target is 590, and then there's a couple runners down there. I'm kind of staying away from the short expiration, unless things like this, right? Where we've got empty space to fill. Yeah.
Even 1 day out is so damn expensive.
Dude, I mean, what is IW? I mean, IWM is fucking here. It's got empty space. Knock yourself out with that. By the way, if you're on YouTube or on TikTok, make sure to subscribe or follow this channel for updates and pre-market analysis, shorts, all that other stuff. But my educational material is in my playlist, and it's right over here to your right. This hair is bothering the shit out of me. There we go. I made a lot of money today, so right now, again, I'm either looking to keep taking advantage of the opportunity that I set out to, or paying attention to, again, what we're doing as far as this 24-hour candle is concerned, and what is likely to be retested, which I still say is that 603 candle, which translates pretty fucking well. I mean,
Chad, what you get those 600s at? Your average.
people read the Epstein
My
files
average
from.
ended up being $2, I think. Just over $2.
Yes,
Oh, I got
you are
got it for
absolutely correct.
$1.88.
Yeah,
They
I
are
sold
evil.
10 of 30. I still have 186 my new average. I bought one tranche when it dipped back down.
Is that terrible shoe in the background? Stinky Pinky. What the fuck? Don't roast my shoe, dude. That's my favorite pair of shoes. So favorite, I haven't worn them. I love these. Look at fucking Easter eggs. But I don't wear shoes for anybody else, though. I only buy shoes that I like, that I think are cool. Don't read them, save your soul. Nah, nah. In this day, I'm bearing witness, dude. Also, if you're taking that trade, or if you have taken the trade, it sucks because the contracts are expensive and they're not moving very well. But 602 is that target, like we talked about earlier. And what's the benefit of the price action that we're seeing right now? Obviously, banking on a rejection, that is empty space. This is good. As a sneakerhead, they're okay. Okay, so if you're a sneakerhead, I get it. You have permission to unglaze my shoes, but I am not. It's funny because I have a lot of shoes, a lot. But I don't know. I just really like the shoes that I like, man. Yeah, I don't know. I've never like the LeBrons and stuff like that. Like that shit. You imagine me wearing LeBron shoes? I can't. Like, what's that guy doing? So I just be buying. I like goofy looking shoes. Actually, if I'm being honest with you. Honestly, yeah, Chad bought those for me. Chad bought me these shoes. I had a pair and then I accidentally destroyed them. And then
That'd be Santa Claus.
oh sorry, Santa Claus got them for me. Ho ho ho. Santa Claus.
Send them the wrong fucking address.
That was so fun. Dude, I could tell that they were about to try that cup out. The plastic seal's gone. The cup was still in the plastic though, like in a little thing. So I knew they hadn't gotten to it yet, but they because in the text messages they were talking about like the dude who claimed it was his shit. Because some random dude on Facebook claimed it was his package. He was like, he just told him, he's like, yeah, just give it away. Just give it away. I messaged him and before I even contacted him, I was like, did that package say your name? Because it doesn't say your name at all. Your name is Garrett and not my last name. So
Yeah, that was nuts. I'm glad Ivy checked because I was actually checking on my other gift from the other giveaway. I thought you got all your stuff. I had no concern because I thought it was all delivered.
and then I just didn't say anything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't know anybody.
It's an ungrateful prick. No, I was just sitting. I was like, damn.
I missed a lot of time on the Discord during that time, so I didn't know if you'd say.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Netflix stock. You know, it's the only one that was green today, at least for a minute. But I'm still. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm still starting to see this one as a short down to 77 with market cooperation. So,
What do you think about C3 AI? Said it's like all-time lows.
C3
It jumped
AI.
yesterday to the end of the day, up to 11.
Oof, yeah, and then it died more. Kind of.
Meta's coming back, by the way. If anyone's day trading, it's got some empty space on the 1 hour.
Ooh, that could be a good trade opportunity. Wow. Yeah, that's looking great. Wow, it looks amazing. Right up there to 688.11 and 701. All right, one second, guys. All right, so TikTok, this is and YouTube. This is about where I close it out. We don't usually date. Well, we do day trade on TikTok live here and there, but I'll be live again at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on this app and on the tube. But otherwise, I hope you guys were able to kind of learn from some of this. Hold on one second. Hope you guys were able to learn, or if anything, kind of get an idea of what we're trying to do here. Also, again, March 1st is the workshop live, and I'm going to be teaching this whole thing and making sure that everybody is clear and understanding. And before we move on to the next section, so I'll see you guys this afternoon or later on. Bye. All right. Yeah, no problem, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. We'll look at this market and look for some swings potentially overnight. I'll kind of hope that we gap up, but we'll see. All right, guys. Yeah, the workshop is discounted. right now, and there's only I don't know how many are left, but there's only a few. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.